What's up guys, we're back and welcome back to the channel, and this is going to be essentially a 2024 recap disguised as an Avocados Award ceremony for 2024. So if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the like button. Of course, I usually don't ask. So I'm just documenting my journey. We're growing avocados. This has been awesome hobby. It's a lot of fun. You work really hard throughout the whole year to kind of water your trees, make sure everything's doing well, and then when you finally get fruit, it's an amazing feeling. And I know that some of you guys have started your journey also to kind of grow avocados, and some of you guys started before me and some of you guys started after me, but we're eventually all going to get to a lot of fruit. So if this is your first time, welcome. If you've been here before, put a note down below saying hello. And this is my reed. I'm just showing it to you because it actually looks really cool right now. So let's get to the 2024 awards here. Category number 1 is the fastest grower, and this is nominee number 1. This is my Kona Charwell. This Kona Charwell I got from Brokaw Nurseries. It's on Duke 7 rootstock, and Duke 7 rootstock loves it here in Southern California, at least in my yard, my backyard. It's growing really well. I have other varieties on Duke 7 from Brokaw, and they're growing really well also. So this Kona Charwell is just starting to really take off. I actually have some fruit this year. I have maybe about 4 fruit on there, but I do expect it to do really good things in the future here. So 2025 we should get a lot of flowers, and we should get a lot more fruit set. So this is nominee number 1 for fastest grower for 2024. I guess I'm gonna add this one too right here. So this is nominee number 2. This is my Surprise avocado, and this Surprise is really growing well. I did have to stake it up. It's got fruit on here. Let me show you some of the fruit. And I'm excited to have this because it's supposed to be a really good tasting fruit. There's a Surprise fruit right there. It's starting to turn black on the tree. So as soon as it turns all black, I'm gonna pick it and then allow it to ripen on my counter, and then see how it tastes. But this thing is actually a little floppy, so staking it up is a must. It's also known to be an alternate bearer, so we'll see how it does this coming year. But it's growing pretty fast for what it is. This is just probably a Zutano rootstock at this point. All right, so nominee number 3. This is one amazing tree so far. This is my SC Gold, Santa Clara Gold, and this variety so far has been growing really nicely here in my yard. I have fruit on here. I grafted this just a couple years ago, and here's the graft mark right there. You can see how big the trunk is already right now. Put it in my hand, and there's fruit in there too. Look at that. Sorry, the lighting might be bad here, but there's lots of fruit in there, and it's reaching up to the skies. So reaching up, it's probably a good 12 to 15 feet tall now. So it's going. Okay, and the winner for fastest grower, I'm gonna have to give it to my Kona Charwell. I should probably just call it a Charwell, but a lot of people call it Kona Charwell also because it's one of those varieties that actually people grow in Hawaii, and it's actually one of the best tasting fruit out there. So I do have some fruit on here. Let me show you some of that. And that's the fruit. So there's only a couple, but I hope I can enjoy these, because my last shower well, as soon as the fruit was ready, a squirrel came. The whole family essentially took and ate all 5 of my fruit, all in essentially 1 or 2 days, which is crazy. It just all disappeared. So this is the winner for 2024, fastest grower, my Kona Charwell. All right, category number 2 is the comeback kid. And you know what? I'm just gonna call this Lamb Hass, which was already on my most disappointing tree from 2022. So this is gonna be my winner for 2024. I'm not even gonna show you anything else, but it's actually making a comeback. So in 2022, I was kind of disappointed with how it's growing, and it finally started picking up here in 2024. So this Lamb Hass is starting to make a comeback, and I think part of the problem with this lamb is that I have a eucalyptus right there, I have another eucalyptus right there, and I have another eucalyptus right here. So it's in between, but it's actually starting to finally come through. So, you know, eventually I'm going to take out some of these eucalyptus, but I want these guys to get a little bit bigger before I take them out. That way we can still have some shade in the backyard here. But this is it. This is the winner for the comeback kid for 2024. All right, category number 3, most disappointing avocado. And essentially an avocado that has not done much this year. And number 1 right here is my Gwen. So nominee number 1, my Gwen. And I mean, the Gwen has fruit. Let me get in there. But this fruit is super small. These aren't gonna do well, but it's just not growing. It's really slow. And I think part of it is just that, you know, it fruited really well and it had so much fruit and it broke the limb up top. So there's things about this tree that is awesome because it fruits a lot, but it's just not growing well. So I don't know. I'm gonna hold on to it. We'll see what happens. All right, nominee number 2 is my gem. And this gem is not growing that fast, which is not good. So it's just, this tree is actually older than, as you saw, I was talking about my Kona Charwell, which is there. And this thing is older, but smaller, and it's just not growing that well. And you know, this was a Laverne tree, and it's probably because of that. But eventually these Laverne trees, if they do get going, they will continue to grow and do well. But it's just really slow up front, you know, so you have to really baby these guys. So nominee number 2 is my gem. And again, nominee number 3 is right next to it. I'll call this my second gem. That's from Laverne. That, you know, we'll just call it nominee number 3. Pretty much the same. It's growing okay. It's just not growing that fast. And you can see the leaves are kind of yellow on it. So number 2 and then number 3. All right, nominee number 4 is my Don Galogli. And you know what? This was doing really well in the pot. I planted it, and of course we had a heat wave. We're up in the 110s, and I was not expecting that. So this guy really struggled after that. But you know what? It's still green. I think it's gonna probably make a comeback. It might actually win an award maybe next year when we do it again. So this is number 4, my Don Galogli. Okay, and the winner, I don't know if you know, but this is it. The winner is my Gwen. It's just doing terrible. And you know what? I'm still holding on. I think it's still gonna keep on growing. It looks like it's about to get ready to flower again for 2025. So we're gonna have to really thin it out for 2025 and not allow it to fruit so much. But this guy has really good fruit. It has good flavor. I like it for that. And you know, the plan is to have two Gwens, which I do currently, and my other Gwen is not doing as good also, but this is it. This is the winner of most disappointing avocado, my Gwen for 2024. All right, category number 4 is Most Fruitful, and Most Fruitful nominee number 1 for this year, for 2024, is this. This is my Hass. And the Hass has a lot, I mean, I actually have like 5 Hass trees, but we do have a lot of fruit in this guy. There's fruit all over. So this is nominee number 1. Nominee number 2, Zutano. And this Zutano had a lot of fruit, and we've been picking it. And the fruit this year has actually been bigger than most years. So I do believe that this guy's really happy. So that's a good thing. And you can see the fruit size. This is my Zutano, nominee number 2. There's lots of fruit on there. Okay, nominee number 3, another Hass, and this is a Hass that's growing really well. And you know, I always tell people, I'm like, if you're gonna get a tree, might as well just get a Hass if you can. There's other varieties that are maybe really nice tasting also, and excellent in flavor, but you just cannot go wrong with the Hass. It's fruit's excellent, it stores well. The fruit size is just perfect, I would say. It's not too big, not too small. There's lots of fruit in here. So this is nominee number 3, one of my other Hass. Okay, nominee number 4, my Bacon. And you guys have seen this one before. It's made the list before, and there's a lot of fruit in here. It's amazing. There's fruit about that size, a little bigger, but they're all over the place. And you know, it's hard to count how many because they're all over the place, but this thing is very productive. And it's actually kind of nice to have a Bacon, because Bacons will ripen, at least for me, and will be available for us to kind of harvest and enjoy in December, January, and February. We're already harvesting, but there's still a lot on the tree right now. So if you look up there, I'm gonna see if I can zoom up there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. The lighting's not that great, but it's there. It's great. Okay, I'm gonna have to call it. I think my Hass is the winner. This year it's producing really good again. And the thing is, you know, when I count how many fruit, you know, there's a lot of fruit, and it's holding on really well. Actually, this tree had so much fruit that I thought it was just gonna start breaking limbs, but it started to thin itself out a little bit just because of how the weather was, you know. And we did have some interesting days throughout the year where it got extremely hot, and you know, for the most part, I came out here and I sprayed this guy down to kind of cool it down, and that really helped out. And some of the fruit are a little smaller, but overall, there's lots of fruit in here, and you know, I'm excited to have the Hass, and it's my winner for 2024. All right, so category number 5 is most unique variety, and this is actually my favorite category because I can show you guys what I've gotten in 2024, and also actually 2023, because I skipped a year doing this. So nominee number 1 is Malama, which is what this is right here. It's really small right now, but the Malama is a Hawaiian variety, and I do hope it starts to kind of grow. We'll see. We'll hold on. And I do want to say it's the Malama with an A. Okay, nominee number 2. This is the Maluma with the U. So I got this from, you can tell from that tag right there, from Brokaw Nurseries, and this Maluma is growing well. I actually got a bunch, but then I ended up, because people kept on reaching out and asking if they could buy it off of me, so I ended up selling a couple. But I do have one for me, so I'm glad I at least have one. So Maluma, nominee number 2. Nominee number 3, green gold. Not doing great, but not doing really bad also. So we just got to keep monitoring this guy, and hopefully it's going to take off here. So, all right, nominee number 4. This is my Nimlio. It's doing okay. I up-potted this into a 15-gallon. So I'm expecting this to kind of grow, and then we're eventually going to put this in the ground. So Nimlio, this is what it looks like right now. So in this section, I'm going to show you number 5, which we're calling Spice Park Red. Number 6, which is Second Red. This is a variety I got from Northern California. Number 7, which is called Avocado. Number 8 is Bay Giant. So this is the Bay Giant. This is what it looks like right now. And I think I'm actually just going to call it. This is going to be my winner. The Bay Giant. This is a variety that is supposed to have really big fruit, really good tasting. I got a piece of the cyan wood, grafted it, and I'm excited to see this guy grow. And if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel and following along when we actually put this into the ground and seeing how it grows here in Southern California, you may want to subscribe, and I'll definitely continue to update everybody as the Bay Giant grows and also as Avocado grows. But this is my winner for 2024. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys had a great 2024, and here's looking forward to awesome 2025. And Happy New Year's. I know, happy holidays, Happy New Year's to all of the folks around the world who are watching. Some folks in the Philippines, in Australia, we got folks all over the world. And I know that some of us are not native English speaking, kind of like me. I mean, I do find myself saying stuff that doesn't make sense sometimes here and there, but when I was checking my analytics, I was watching people actually watch me from like India, and they're actually doing the conversions over. And it's interesting because it's avocados could be grown pretty much anywhere that has great temperatures, and if you haven't grown avocados, you might want to try it. It's actually a lot of fun. And when you get fruit, like, let me show you some of the fruit, you're gonna be like, this is awesome. So here's my reed fruit. There's some back there. So this is why we do it. We want to get some fruit, and when you get fruit like this with a decent fruit set, it's a good feeling. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.